Hello YouTube, Ronan Kazi, Diablo 4. What's the difference between a World Tier 3 dungeon and Nightmare? Oh crap. YouTube, this is normally when I ask you to subscribe, resubscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, like, share, comment, hit the bell for notifications. I just got smoked. So I've been World Tier for a couple of days, World Tier 3. I've been going out and doing content. As I've started doing the content, I've recognized that I'm okay. So I do that World Tier 3 content and it's really nothing. So I got one of these quest things that said you can do a Nightmare dungeon. I couldn't find it. It was in my consumables. And it makes a dungeon that you select a Nightmare. And as you can see, normally my build is a melee storm strike, but I have gone to a ranged resource generator because I just do not, I cannot survive that onslaught. And if you want to see when I'm struggling, I will pull up everything. So one of the mechanics, the forest itself is constantly throwing that little white thing down, which blinds you and does some damage. Oh no, YouTube, this is normally when I say, please subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, like, share, hit the bell for notifications. That's 2 deaths. I've kept the stuff over on the right side. You can see I'm in a Nightmare dungeon. You can see I have 10 revives less. So, what do you do when you're faced with a situation where whatever you're doing isn't working? Well, the first thing I did is I changed my most immediate tactic, which was I went to a ranged attack versus a melee attack. In anything in your life, right? The definition of crazy is do the same exact thing, expect different results. I first saw that a long time ago, and I don't know if you've ever seen those motivational posters, like it'll be a picture of a lighthouse and it'll have some word like leadership. Back when I was working, those were all really popular. So stupid sayings like that, like you can either get it on time, cheap, or with high quality. Pick 2 of the 3, you know. So there's all kinds of sayings like that. And it seems like we've gotten away from that now, which is okay. There still might be some sayings, but repeating the same actions and expecting different results is crazy. And so what I did is I'm going to retreat quite a bit. Now this is where something like Rogue would be fantastic. When I was in a YouTube recently, number 18, where I was comparing the different classes, I said if I was going to do a hardcore character, probably a Rogue, because the Rogue, you know, you have a button that does damage and you jump backwards. Sometimes it jumps the wrong way, but that's neither here nor there. So I'm going to retreat a lot, and I'm going to attack things that are off the screen with a ranged attack. As I've gotten up, I've replaced some of my core pieces. So the other thing about Diablo 4 is that, you know, things aren't always an upgrade. So at this level, I've kept the pieces that help me get to World Tier 3. I have some new pieces in there, so my build's slightly different. One of the things I always tell you is, you know, when you're troubleshooting, you don't want to change too many factors because then you don't know what is the causative agent. So you want to change one thing at a time, experiment, and then move on. And so really that's what I look at a lot of these games like. It can help you in life and anything that you're doing. Failure is a great teacher. And you can see there was a point there that I felt comfortable. I had to speed this up. It took a while. And this stupid thing, cursed chest, dang you. So while I was playing it, I kept checking the loot. The loot wasn't worth it to me while I was playing it. So I kept checking. When I first got World Tier 3, I got like a 710 piece of weapon, a yellow. And I've, since then, I should probably show you my build. It will be the next thing I show you my build. Kind of a platform kind of thing, right? I want to have as many AoE things that I can have. I might experiment now that I'm not worried about the gear as much. But this is what you got to do. This is Nightmare, so you can see I am constantly retreating. And I have a range thing. I don't know how. The Barbarian's a little bit different. You have those shouts. I can't imagine doing this with a just a melee character. I couldn't do it. Some of the bosses are too tough. And who knows if I even go through here. I died twice already. And again, that might be something that's peculiar to my play style. So I'm not going to tell you right now that that's a hard and fast thing. I have a couple really good pieces that help keep me alive, so that might be give me a little bit more advantage than maybe a normal player would have if you don't have a piece like that. My health regeneration goes up the more enemies there are, and it's pretty high regeneration. I just picked up that bubble piece. I don't rely on the bubble. It's mana from heaven when it fires off. So how do you overcome failure? There's another YouTuber. His name is Ultimate Shield 340. He had a good series on that. And I'm echoing all of his sentiments. One of the things, just to get you a couple of things that are different. When I got into World Tier 3, I was level 50. The mobs were all level 53. They're still level 53. So maybe I was under-leveled to do it. I don't know what the scaling is. And I don't look a lot of that stuff up. I don't think it's important. I think a lot of times, a lot of that stuff is noise. If you got to level 50, you have an idea on how to play. When those guys, they have the big heads, they're going to explode. You just got to run. The times I've died will be, I've killed everyone and they're still exploding later on. I think I'll die here eventually too. That was one of the deaths. So I'm just constantly moving. So some people would say, well, why go through there and not, get some feel for it? I agree with you. If I'm grouping with other people, I'm less inclined to force them to be subject to how I play the game. I know how the games are played in a group. You're supposed to know the mechanics. Or you're supposed to not rush out and be, get yourself killed a bunch. But when I'm soloing, I want to learn. That's how I learn better. That's how my memory works. That I do it and I see it. You can see I'm struggling there and I move the screen. Because I'm like, holy crap. So what I didn't show you is I went back and sold. I got full. It dropped a lot of loot, but just not a lot of good loot. So there are some types of bosses that I have a harder time with. And so I don't know how to articulate to you that yet because like once I kill them, I move on. And so, but usually there's the bosses that put up the wind shear things. I don't know if the mechanic, I don't know if the wind is debuffing me or whatever. I just don't worry about it. And so, like I told you, I don't worry about. I'm not going to read about what to do and all that other stuff. I don't care what they're doing to me extra. If you can't build a character that is robust enough to just kill everything, then you probably need to redo your build. Now, what I was amazed at around level 20 is the barbarian was still super viable. And of course, the rogue is really viable because you constantly, how I have it spec'd out is I can go stealth and then I heal in stealth. So I break contact. So you can imagine if I could break contact and I go away and I heal and then I come back. So you can see from the video now what I'm doing. For those of you who are just listening, what I'm doing is I see a certain enemy type that's going to suicide bomb me and run up to me and explode. I run forward to engage them and then I immediately run back. Once they sense me, they already start to blow up. So that's one strategy. That's just me running through the environment in a way. And you learn that. I almost died right there. And you learn that through playing. And I'm not taking away if you want to look at videos. In my life, outside of gaming, I will absolutely, I got to change battery on my car. How do I get to it? I go right on YouTube, find a video, and do what they said. Part of gaming is an enjoyment for me. It's a different kind of pastime, and it's a place where I like to hone my skills and think about that. I also think that if you take different pieces of your life and put them in other pieces, I'll give you a quick example. In your personal life, you would never, ever, ever just go into a store anymore. You'd go online, see the product, do a lot of research, do some things, and then you'd buy something. In business, I'm surprised that people don't do that same thing. Here I'm Finding the Boss. When I was in sales, I said, we got to make content so people can shop for business the same way they shop personally. They want to see a video, they want to see it in action, and those kind of things. And if a company can't do that, then they're what? They're too small, they're not legit. Thing. In the day of the internet, and being able to research everything, that should be a prerequisite. So I appreciate everyone helping out with the channel, trying to get to 500. I appreciate it. Then I can get some monetization and start doing more computer reviews. I do a computer review on the computer I bought for myself with my own money. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, resubscribing, unsubscribe, resubscribe. And I do get a good piece at the end, so I would say it's worthwhile. Thank you, YouTube. Appreciate you. Talk to you again soon. Bye.